Distinguished guests, the President of New York University, Linda G. Mills.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn. And we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. These are the poignant words of Glinda, a witch in the Broadway musical Wicked. At its heart, the play is about two formidable forces, two witches at odds who ultimately reunite, appreciating that each offers the other something to learn. NYU alumni have had a significant hand in this global phenomenon with the producer, costume designer, writer, casting director, and the actress Idina Menzel, all having called NYU home. But first, I'd like to focus on Glinda's poetic wisdom. There are those who come into our lives bringing, as she says, something we must learn. I have found that the strongest bonds of friendship grow out of the long road traveled between two people. Our differences make our connections ever more memorable. Let's try a thought experiment. Think of someone from whom you might normally shy away or with whom you might not usually agree. What would it look like for you to commit to opening your heart to them with all the uncertainty that is sure to follow? What would it look like to stretch and to bridge, to learn from those who you might otherwise judge, even reject? Today, as we face a world of war and polarization, this is as important as ever. The enduring desire to be open to those most unlike us. And this is the lesson of Wicked. It is also a lesson I learned some 40-odd years ago as a young lawyer. I was working in California helping those who had been denied their Social Security disability benefits. My client, Versi, was about twice my age when I first met her. She had little in the way of formal education and had worked as a nurse's aide for much of her adult life. She had applied for disability benefits because of a back injury that prevented her from lifting patients. We met because she needed a lawyer to help her win an appeal. At first, we spoke professionally, attorney to client. For much of the hour, we focused on one thing, the injury that rendered her unable to work. But near the end of the conversation, I decided to take a risk. I asked her how she was doing. Really, how are you doing? I needed to reach across our differences of age, of race, of education, and all that seemed to separate us. What transpired surprised me. A deeply personal revelation. She said she was profoundly depressed. Ultimately, her vulnerability allowed us both to win her case and enlist her family to support her. That taught me an enduring lesson. The value of inquiring not only about the obvious, but what is concealed. The importance of stepping outside of our roles. as we appreciate the work of our 3 honorary degree candidates who hail from 3 distinct disciplines: business, science, and law, from 3 unique countries: Tunisia, Hungary, and the United States. We can see how each is committed to transforming millions of lives through their peace efforts and research discoveries. Together, they are doing the unrelenting work required to create a better planet. In their differences, they uncover novel ways of thinking, making the connections we all so desperately need to build. You have much to be proud of today. Class of 2024, faculty and staff, trustees, family, and friends, it is my great honor and joy to be with you on this occasion as we celebrate here at Yankee Stadium and with those joining via live stream this significant chapter in our students' lives. I commend all that you have accomplished. I'd like to offer one more thought experience. Conjure in your mind someone in your life who changed you for good. Perhaps this is someone who said something in class that made you reflect anew, or perhaps it was someone who you have admired from afar. Perhaps it's someone who had the guts to say something you wish you would have said, or someone with whom you passionately disagree, but know that you both meant well. Who has most pulled you from what you think you know to what you need to learn? In the words of Glinda the Witch, so let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart, and now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Congratulations to the NYU class of 2024.